I start out with a frozen turkey. This is about a 12-pounder, and I wanted it to thaw by this morning. So I put the turkey in this pot, and filled the pot with water, and I just let the faucet drip on it a little for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, to the point where it got soft. And then I took the pot still filled with water and put it in the refrigerator. So now we have a thawed turkey. Ideally, for a 12-pound turkey, you want to leave it in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days before you're going to cook it, instead of doing the water method. The water method is if you're in a hurry and you haven't had time to thaw it out. And I'm going to get the turkey ready to put in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 425. I have my roasting pan. I have salt and pepper. If you're going to do a stuffing, you want to cook the stuffing separately. If you put raw stuffing inside the turkey, it's not going to cook. So, and I have this set on a pan just to help keep my area clean. This turkey actually has a little pop-up indicator. I personally am not going to use that because it's not always accurate. What I am going to do is pull the neck and the gizzards out of the turkey. And I'm going to dump the juices out of this. And at this point, it's a good idea to rinse off your turkey. Just get the rest of this stuff off. Okay, so now I'm going to take some paper towels and just pat it dry. The wings you can fold under. Just bend it under like that. And I'm going to set it up into the roasting pan. Try to get some more of the liquid out of there. Remember, every time you touch the turkey, wash your hands before you do something else. So I just washed my hands. I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. The easiest way is put it in your hand and just sprinkle it over the turkey. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to carefully What the salt does is the salt draws the proteins out and helps the skin brown, so you get a nice crisp skin. I'm going to take the pepper. This one you definitely want to do from your hand, and don't put as much pepper as you did salt. Okay. You want to make sure you get the breasts with the salt. And then I'm going to throw this inside there, and I'm going to put salt inside also. Okay. So I'm starting the oven at 425. I'm going to do 425 for about 15 minutes. What that's going to do is that's going to start the skin darkening. Once it's been in there for about 15 minutes, you can go 20 if you want. I'm going to turn it down to 350. So, okay. So oven's preheated. I'm gonna take the turkey and throw it right in there, right in the center. Don't leave the oven open too long because you'll lose all the heat. And I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. In there for, I left it in for 20 minutes. And pull it out. You can see it's already starting to brown. I'm now going to take butter and put butter in there. I'm going to rest it on top of the joints, and hopefully it won't roll around, but it will, so that's fine. What you're going to do is you're going to let the butter melt. I'm going to rub it on the skin. I didn't put it in initially because the butter would burn. Okay, turning the oven down to 350 now. And every 15 to 20 minutes we're going to baste it. 15-20 minutes has gone by. I have a nice rubber brush I'm going to use, makes it a lot easier. Tip the turkey, the whole pan, a little bit to the side so you can get it. I'm actually going to turn the pan around. You can see this side is a little darker already. The skin is already browning, so that must mean that the back of the oven is a little hotter. But every time I baste it, I'm going to turn it around. Okay, so we're going to pull it out again. It's starting to brown up nicely. You can see. At this point, you don't really need to brush it too much. Just get the spots that aren't coloring yet. And I'm going to take the temperature just to get an idea how much longer I have. This turkey was pretty cold when I put it in, so I'm going to stick it into the thickest part of the breast. And as I stick it in there, I can feel. Okay, so that is right around 122. That's been in there for just about an hour and a half. So I think that's going to probably have another hour to go. And we'll see what happens as far as the pop-up when that pops up. That can pop up 15 degrees over or under. And if you overcook your turkey by 15 degrees, it's going to be pretty dry. Okay, so the little timer's popped up. You can see it back here. I'm just going to pull that out. And this turkey right now, it's 162 degrees, sticking it into the breast. I'm going to take it out of the oven and let it set for 10 minutes. Okay, so we can see we have some nice color on the turkey. The skin is nice and crispy. I'm gonna tip it up, maybe, to get the juices out. Ouch, that's hot. First we'll unstick it from the pan. There you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this in the pan. You want to be careful not to damage your knife hitting the metal, but take this little plastic tie off. So you want to cut this right along the bone. And you'll see the little knuckle in there. If you move the leg, you'll see the knuckle moving. You want to cut right into the knuckle.
Hey! Oh boy, that looks good.
So I'm going to cut the breast off. I have the legs and the thighs off. Right down the center of the back, you want to cut right down there. And there's a little bone coming up that you're going to go off to one side of that bone. With the knife, you're going to follow the carcass down. Cheat a little. You're going to follow the carcass all the way down. You're going to have to cut through the wing bone. There's a little knuckle there, and if you wave this back and forth, you'll see where the joint is. You want to cut right through that joint. Would have been a lot easier to take the wing off first, but you know, I don't like doing things the easy way. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the half of this back in the roasting pan so it doesn't drip all over the place. Now I'm going to take the wing off. And I'm going to slice the breast. It's a lot easier to do it this way. Than it is to cut it on the turkey. Okay. I'm going to come back and cut the other side off. The other side will be a lot easier because you can grab that center bone. See, this is the bone I'm talking about. And we're going to cut right down, follow the carcass down. Once again, I'm going to slice it. It really helps if you have a sharp knife. You see, I'm going against the grain. The grain of the breast runs this way. It'll make it less chewy when you bite it. So there you have it. That took about 3 hours to cook. It'll vary because ovens are different temperatures. You have this this nice carcass left. You can use that. There's a lot of meat on there. You can use that to make a soup.